Hey everybody, my name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking. Today I'm going to do a video for you on Amanda Ellis's sprays. Now you're probably already familiar with these sprays if you've been watching this channel because every single time I have a crystal grid that I'm activating, I'm using these sprays. I want to talk to you a little bit about how I use them, when I use them. I know a lot of you have expressed interest in these and maybe been asking, which one is right for me. So I just want to show you how I've been using them in case that helps you should you want to purchase these as well. Right off the bat, well, actually, let me just say this. These sprays, the reason I love them is that, well, one, they're very versatile, but two, Amanda Ellis, the way she's created these sprays, she's using essential oils, she's using intention, she's using crystals, she's probably using other methods as well to make her work, but the way she's putting these together, it's a standout. These are excellent. These are doing exactly what the label says it's going to do, and very possibly much more than that. Let me show you another thing I want to address. Some people are concerned about either the price of the item or the cost of the shipping for the item, which I totally understand. These sprays are an investment. These are an investment in your spiritual and sometimes mental well-being. So I'm going to say that. These are the two sprays that if you can only buy two sprays, you should be buying these two sprays. And it's because they are insanely versatile and you really could be using these every single day. So the first one is the Pure White, Archangel Metatron Pure White. So you'll think of using this one. It's just like spraying pure light or pure love wherever you are. So this is really good if you want to kind of try to clear off some energies on yourself. If you're preparing to channel, if you're preparing to meditate, if you're preparing to go into an interview, if you're preparing to just have an important conversation. If you have just had interactions with a large group of people and you kind of want to clear your energies a little bit, you can use this one too. The other one that is just a necessity is the Spiritual Protection Shielding Light one. So this one is actually designed for protection. This one is just designed as white light, as an elevating vibration, as something that's going to clear away darkness just from the fact that it's light. But this one's designed for protection. So these two together, you could use these every single day. Now you can use these on yourself. You're not going to spray them directly on you. You're going to spray them like above your head or in the room that you're in your car, in your office. Great ways to use these. I always take these when I travel because I want to spray my hotel or I want to spray whoever's home I'm staying in, whatever. I always take these everywhere. So these two, Pure White and Spiritual Protection, two most necessary ones I can think of. I want to show you some other ones that I use. I want to show you, so she has Spiritual Protection. If you want to layer your spiritual protection by using her sprays, I want to show you some other sprays that you could potentially use to do that. I'm not recommending that you use her sprays in place of a protection ritual You need to have a protection ritual. These sprays are an added layer for you. Don't let this be your only layer. Don't let anything be your only layer. Always layer things on. Okay, so she doesn't advertise it this way, but Rainbow Unicorn, this one says playtime and creativity because those are traits of the Unicorn Collective. Another trait of both the Unicorn Collective and the Pegasus Collective is protection, transmuting darkness to light. So because of that, if you wanted to use this to bring, it's almost like using the white spray with an extra kick, like bringing a higher level of that white light energy. So that's an option. Also, she has a spray called Violet Dragon. This one is Master Clearance and Danger Defense Spray. So this one is designed for protection. Obviously, dragons are very protective. So if you identify maybe more with dragons versus unicorn energy and Pegasus energy, this is an option. And if you identify more with Archangel energy, we have Archangel Michael, communication and safety. So this is an option. I want to tell you what I do, just in case it helps. I have 2 little children, and because of the nature of my work, sometimes the energies in my home, sometimes there's spiritual attacks here, and it's obvious that it's starting to be picked up on by my children because my children are very gifted and they can see and hear things that I don't even see and hear as well as they do. But because of that, I use a lot of protection with them beyond my protection ritual. So for them, before they go to bed at night, where? I just want to show you the ones I use. Did I bring it? Yes, I did. And we can talk about these. So there's 4 corners in their bedroom. And so into each of the 4 corners, I will spray a different spray for them. So I use spiritual protection, of course. I use Archangel Michael, also for protection, of course. I use flame. So this orange spray, it says Attunement and Connection Master Spray. This is essentially the Archangel Metatron energy. And so this is me bringing Archangel Metatron into the room with them. And the other one I bring in is Harbor Light, which is Mother Mary. So I bring Mother Mary in because she's like the most loving and soothing energy ever. This is an amazing spray to have around children. And this is one of my top favorite sprays that I kind of like bathe myself in all the time because it's just so comforting. Just a note, never spray these directly onto your children. You'll want to read her website and make sure that you're being careful in case your kids are, for some reason, allergic to something that is in one of these sprays. So you're going to want to be mindful about how you initially bring that to them to make sure you're not giving them an allergic reaction. For my personal experience, both of my kids are extremely sensitive skin. They both have eczema. They both have seasonal allergies. They both have like extreme diets where they like can't have dairy, can't have gluten. Like my kids are very fragile. So they're like allergic to everything. They've never had a negative reaction to any of her sprays. Just want to throw that out there. If you are trying to either meditate or channel or just communicate with one of your guides. She has specific sprays that are lined up with a lot of different energies. So we talked about Metatron for flame. We talked about Archangel Michael. We talked about Mother Mary. She's got Ashtar, Commander Ashtar, if you want to connect with him. And these aren't all of them. She's got many of the archangels have their own sprays. She's got Christ Light for Master Jesus or Yeshua. She's got Merlin. When I want to communicate with Gandalf, I use Merlin plus the white, because Gandalf the white. And so that's how, if you want to communicate with him instead of Merlin, that's how I do it. If you want to communicate with some of your galactic guides, doesn't matter which group, she doesn't have specific galactic sprays at this time, but what you're going to want to do is use the cosmos element, expand. And so this is going to give you access to that galactic space. You're just going to want to indicate who you're trying to communicate with. So you spray it over your head, and then you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm trying to reach out to my Arcturian guide, or I'm trying to reach out to my Mantid guide, or the Pleiades, or whoever it is you want to reach out to. Cosmos element. If you, and these are just generic, like really generic situations I'm going to give you. And of course, the more specific it is, the more I work with Metatron to pick certain sprays for certain situations when I'm working with the client. But in general, if you're looking for a spray to help you feel empowered, the two top choices that I have for you are Kali Ma. This one is Warrior Goddess Energy, Liberation and Rebirth. Beautiful smell. The other favorite of mine is Sunrise, New Dawn. So you can tell by the colors, that red color, that it's a passionate, powerful action, movement kind of energy in these. So that's if you're feeling like you need some empowerment or some motivation. If you, and I have a lot of them over here. So if you're going through a difficult time where you are grieving, you're going through a loss, you're sad, you're depressed, I'm going to show you several different options. You don't need to purchase all of these. I'm just showing these to you so that perhaps maybe one of them or two of them are what's standing out to you. Whatever's meant for you is going to kind of call out to you. If nothing's meant for you, you're going to know that too. So if you're in a really dark place, if you're having a really hard time, she's got Midnight Indigo, Light in the Dark. And she sells actually these two together, and it makes sense because you need to have the light in the dark. It's almost like you need to, when you're in the darkness, you need to have hope. You need to know there's a way out. And then you need to allow yourself to be reborn or experience that new beginning. And so she sells these together oftentimes, but you can also purchase them separately. Another one, if you're going through grief, loss, sadness, depending on how you feel, this one is Archangel Metatron, Divine Peace, Sapphire. So probably even more appropriate if you are feeling anxious, fearful, worried, This would be extremely appropriate. If you're feeling emotional and your emotions are changing a lot, this one might help. This one is Archangel Raphael, balance and harmony. And so I've used this one before when I've been irritated, and it kind of just balances you out. Now, these, if you have like a chronic issue with any type of emotion, if you have chronic depression, if you have chronic anxiety, I don't think that this is going to resolve that for you necessarily, because normally a chronic problem has lots of different layers to it, and that's how it became this chronic issue. So you might want to approach several different angles if it's a chronic issue to try to resolve it. This is more if you're going through something emotional and you need something to help support it. It's not meant to be a quote cure for anything. It's meant to be a support, as all energy services are. We have Healing Unicorn, Rest and Receive. And he's showing me people who are going through chronic physical illnesses that they wear down your system a lot over time, and being able to rest and receive the light energy that you need is important. And then the last two ones, again, depending on your situation, Archangel Zadkiel, Forgiveness and Transmutation. So if you are processing a trauma that involves another person or a group where you feel that you have been wronged by them, this might help you transmute that emotion. You're still going to have to process it, but it's kind of like, the way I see it is, if you are feeling your emotions about a certain event, and that helps that trauma kind of rise to the surface. Once it fully gets to the surface, if you have something like this where you're spraying something like this, or you're going to like an energy healer, that's going to help finally remove that off of you and have it be done. But there is an aspect of processing that has to occur first. You can't read this, but I'll tell you what it is. It is Archangel Metatron, Pink Lotus, Heart Energy Spray. This is amazing. This is obviously meant for like your heart chakra, so that's an amazing benefit. But honestly, this one, it reminds me in a way of the energy of like the Mother Mary spray, where it's so comforting, it's so soothing, that I'm going to need to buy another one soon, because I use it very liberally all the time. Because if you're just feeling a little sad or a little down, this is like a hug. And so is Mother Mary. So if it's just like a sadness you're dealing with, that kind of emotion, either one of these is amazing to support you. Okay, so that's what I wanted to tell you. So that's how I use mine: in hotels, in bedrooms, in the car if I have to, and always on my crystal grids to help bring in the energies. And with you guys, I will use them oftentimes if I'm like channeling someone, or you could use them if you're like meditating to try to connect with that individual. Okay, so I'm going to include her website information in my description. So you can go to her website and you can make any purchases there that you want to make. If you have questions about the sprays, they have links on their website where you can reach out to them and ask any questions that you have. If you have concerns about maybe if something is appropriate for you, or maybe you have a certain allergy and you want to make sure that the spray you're choosing is going to be likely to work for you. Um, okay, that's everything that I have for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if these resonate with you, I'm very excited for you to get these. See you guys later. Bye bye.